Our second topical conversation for today. My last on hard facts for now and until when Sam decides to go on another vacation, right? All right, so that is that. And we want to talk about, for a second conversation, politics in River State. It's a follow-up conversation. I promised that if there were new developments, I'd bring the conversation your way. By the way, for those of you who are just tuning in, you're listening to the frequency 92.3 Nigeria Info. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, active on X. I go by the name Kalada Korubatibor. And the name of the show is Hard Facts. Yeah, if you want to find us on social media, the platform that I mentioned earlier, Nigeria Info PH is the handle, all right? And it's my pleasure, the fact that you've joined us. But interesting conversation that we want to talk about because, like the PFN chairman here in River State said in the morning on Morning Crossfire, the policies made by government affects every one person. Some of you who are, what's the word now, who show apathy, I think I should put it that way, towards political happenings and political events. You're doing it at your own risk because the policies that will be made will affect you eventually. And all you would do is grumble or celebrate at the time without any input of yours. Anyways, why am I talking about that? On Friday, RSIEC came out and said, remember when I say RSIEC, there are controversies that caught the name RSIEC, the River State Independent Electoral Commission. And the controversy has to do with the fact that the people who are in charge of the board of RSIEC were appointed by the sole administrator. I could remember Solomon Leno on Friday kicking against it, saying he should not stand, he should not hold, because, the sole administrator has gone beyond his capacity to appoint members of the board. I'll bring that soundbite your way in a minute or two. But, just to continue my thoughts, please. Solomon Lenu and even Emeka Beki on Saturday, in our Saturday bulletin, had kicked against it and said, no, it is not the role of the sole administrator to appoint. Anyways, those controversies that there other people have gone to court, I think, to mention that, and I think it's part of the case that was postponed to October. Remember, 6 months will expire. 6 months of state of emergency will expire on September the 18th. We did the calculations last week. And then I'm thinking, and I also remember last week I asked the question, would there be a possible extension? Because I had calculated that 90 days would be, what would have been required before a new date set. However, I was going to tell you that on Friday, RSIEC came out and said that it will unveil the timetable and the processes required for the local government election as annulled, because it was annulled by the Supreme Court due to all of the political issues that happened at the time. According to our 5 p.m. news update, the River State Independent Electoral Commission has announced a 30th of August as the new date for the conduct of local government elections in the state. So that's approximately in a month's time. And so political parties in the state have got 1 month to prepare themselves for the election. I wonder how that would work, because I think last time when I spoke, was it with Soswelma or Saru? The political parties did not know what to do. They were waiting for orders. I don't even think they had put their houses in order if they had done primaries. Now we will get to hear all of those things in the forthcoming days. I remember my colleague Suibi Ruari had interviewed some opposition party members, and they were talking about the possibility of an election, and they did not show, from what I understood. I may have understood wrongly or rightly, I do not know, but from what I understood, what I gleaned at the time, they did not seem ready for a local government election. Now, the expectation of a 90 days extension has now been put aside, has been refuted. It's not a point, holds no water. And what we have right about now is in a month's time. Now, it's needless to say, but I'll still say nonetheless, how important local government elections are. Someone said something earlier, I think it was Kolade, and I think I agree with him, that maybe the reason why we do not feel the impact of governance is because the local government is non-existent or near non-existent. And so we need the local government, which is the grassroots government, to be up and running so the people can feel the presence of governance. And then I'm thinking, this election is very important. And it's no wonder I've talked about it too many times. It is important that the local government elections hold, and it is important that we, the people, are very much participatory in the local government election. Now, if for nothing, the fight over who becomes local government chairman and councillor, the severity, the nature of the fight has taught us a lesson. I don't know if you've learned it, that these politicians deem the local government structure an important structure to the governance or the politics that is being played. If the people can and are able to take over the structure in a way, even if not in its entirety, then it brings about some level of balance as we go into the electioneering in 2027. And I say balance in the terms of the people versus the politicians. So I don't know what your thoughts are. The timetable is out, 30th of August as against the 9th. Now they're saying it's an extension, it's a postponement rather not, an outright cancellation. So I don't know. I wish my guest was supposed to be a lawyer, but he's somewhere in Labuchi and he cannot make it, and he cannot even do a phone call interview. So it is just you and I having the conversation this hour. And I'm thinking, would there be a legal hurdle to cross, given the fact that can parties argue that they do not have enough time, to prepare? Because I feel like it's going to be really, really difficult to, prepare for the local government election. I mean, are they saying that the people have no say? Won't the people know who their representatives should be or are going to be? How are the people going to select? If the people have to vote, is there going to be enough time for campaigning? These are some of the questions in my head. These are some of the questions I'm wondering. I don't know how they came about that decision. I really do not know. But what I do know is, that they are setting concerns. And I wonder what your thoughts are as it relates to that. All right, I'm going to open the phone lines now, 08179230002, 08179230003, and 08179230007. These are the call numbers, Well, before I get to the phone lines, I probably would like to reel out. I mean, there's a soundbite I want to play. I'm looking for it. All right, let's take this one. This is from Emeka Beke and his challenge against the conduct of the elections.
Constitution does not have moral constitutional power to conduct local government elections because he's not an elected person, and he's just a sole administrator to take care of issues if there are crises in River State. There's no crisis in River State. We all live in River State. Since he came on board, there's no crisis. Nobody has asked communication at any point. But if he wants to do, he has the money, but I don't think he has moral. Some of us will challenge in the court. I find myself in a dilemma situation, I'll be honest. I have a party that does not respond to rule of law. That's the APC. We start missing words. We had a case in the court challenging the authority of who is duly elected chairman of the party. And we want them, they've gone to appeal. Up to now, they've not been able to decide just matters. And they parade themselves. It gives me serious concern whether the country believes in rule of law. But let's watch how it goes.
All right, Adonis is calling from Port Harcourt before my commercial. Adonis, welcome. Let's get your thoughts. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you. Good evening. Welcome.
RSIEC has unveiled the local government timetable.
Yes, they have.
Wow, God. There is nothing we cannot see in this administration.
What do you mean by that?
Illegality is now turning to reality in the face of the Rivers people.
How?
You know, Canada,
Yeah.
this is a democratic setting. We are in
Okay.
a democracy.
Okay.
How can in a state of emergency, in area of a state of emergency, President Tinubu has ordered this IBAS all the way from Cross River to conduct local government.
But is it IBAS that is conduct? Sorry, Adonis Upwene, I have to come in at this point.
Okay.
Is it IBAS, the sole administrator, that is conducting, or is it RSIEC? RSIEC is believed to be an independent body, right? So I'm wondering why you're calling IBAS or IBAS's name.
IBAS to pretend the RSIEC.
No, he doesn't.
Is the one that will release the fund to RSIEC.
Okay, you have a point. You have a point.
Will be the one to give them the go ahead.
Mm.
So this is a democracy, and people are supporting this illegality. It is not right.
All right.
What are we going to tell our children, the future generation? What are we going to tell them? Are we going to lay a legacy that will destroy the future? And people are commending this man, that this man is doing a great job. It's not a shameful thing. If people are not ashamed, me as the citizen of this country, I'm ashamed.
All right. I don't disappoint. I've got to let you go. My time for commercial is near. But yeah, I get you. You're ashamed. The whole thing is causing you shame, and you think it's an illegality. Your point noted. When I come back from the commercial, we'll talk some more about this. We'll look at the legal implications, even though we're not lawyers. Hopefully a lawyer will call in. I was supposed to have a guest as a lawyer. If you remember, one of the core reasons the Supreme Court set aside the October the 5th, it was, 2024 local government election in Rivers State, is because 90 days notice was not given. Can we say 90 days notice has been given? I'd like to talk to you. Just stay tuned.
Nigeria Info. Right back after this.
Information is a source of development.
When others react to RSIEC's new date for local government election, former RSIEC commissioner says sole administrator lacks legal backing to conduct the local government elections. PFN vows to guide members on 2027 Rivers governorship choice. Nurses to embark a nationwide warning strike over unmet demands. Road leaves several feared dead. Sad. President Tinubu to host victorious Super Falcons in Abuja. On foreign scene, details in the 6 p.m. bulletin. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. Conversations continue. Please do stay tuned. All right, Super Falcons are currently at the Villa meeting with the president. Wonderful fun. I mean, the president currently hailing them, as I can see, but that's not my conversation. My conversation is based on local government election in Rivers State. I've just spent a few minutes of my time telling you how important the local government is. I think they're all happy. I'm looking at the Super Falcons. The president must have made some very huge promises to them. Anyways, back to the conversation. So from the headline news, you've heard a couple of headlines that are very contributory to our conversation. Some party chairmen have said no. Some have said it's all right. Some people are speaking. Remember, the conversation is that the election would hold on the 30th of August. Some are saying that the sole administrator does not have the legal backing to, constitute the RSIEC that will conduct election. I played the voice of Emeka Beke, from our news over the weekend. I'm looking at the news. People like Tony Okocha have said that they are fully ready to participate in the election. Hilda Dokubo is saying that the Labour Party in the state will study the timetable and make its position known soon. So I guess they want to check their readiness. I mean, if they were ready, they would have said they were. Legal advisor to the Action People's Party, Henry Ekine, has expressed concerns that legal challenges could still arise if the issues behind the earlier postponement have not been fully addressed. There is the Deputy Chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Committee, IPAC, in the state, Dr. Nana Iyekwere, saying that, IPAC will meet to study the electoral timetable. I'm looking at, the news. The 6 o'clock news is loaded, by the way, so you want to stay tuned to listen. And, a frequent guest, usually will be a guest on our shows, Professor of Politics and Governance, Ken Wake, has also shared his concerns about, the new date for the conduct and he has gone ahead to say that it may be contested in court. So yeah, these are some of the stories that have emerged in contribution to what we are talking about. So I'm asking you a question. What are your thoughts as it relates to this? I don't know. What would be your concerns as it relates to your participation? What could be the hindrance? Is it an emotional hindrance because you feel it's illegal for the sole administrator to constitute a board of RSIEC? Is that the reason why you would not want to? So I target emotional hindrance. Would it be, apathy? Would that be your hindrance because you know what, you're not really concerned? I don't know what it is, but I want to know why you would not be participating if you say you would not. And I want to know if you would be participating, what you think about August the 30th. I don't know what your thoughts are, but let's go to the phone line. And at least it's a pointer that just maybe, the sole administrator's term maybe would not be extended. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. WhatsApp number 0809-030-6416. The first set of numbers, the first three set of numbers are call numbers. And the last number at WhatsApp, I call the WhatsApp number again, 0809-030-6416. Well, let's now go to WhatsApp, where I've got a couple of messages. I'm sorry for those who sent in messages for the earlier conversation. I did not take them. I really do apologize. But let's take this one. Rivers State's politics has been plagued by illegality, with one crisis sparking another. The recent court annulment of the 3-month-old democratically elected council chairman and councillors was due to the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission's failure to meet the 90 days notice requirement before the election. As a result of this, the suspended governor, prior to suspension, had rescheduled the election for August the 9th, not 5th, which among other things led to his removal and emergency rule taking over. Now, sole administrator has taken over, starting a new government, but has refused to issue a fresh 90-day notice. Instead, he added a few days to same August to conduct the election, raising concerns about the legitimacy of the process. Are we in a banana republic? The new RSIEC should give their own fresh 90 days. Kevin Iyobo, Frank in Port Harcourt. Elder Oyo from Alu, welcome. Is it Olo?
Hello.
Yeah, what's your name, please?
Yes, my name is Elder Oyo.
Oyo, okay. Elder Oyo, welcome. Yeah, let's get your thoughts. Yeah, let's get your thoughts then.
My brother Kalada. This case, the way I see it, ordinarily the election will come and go. The election, local government election will come, and people will vote. To me, Emeka Beke shouldn't have even bring this matter up, because the matter is lying in court. Why not we allow court to decide?
But the court will not decide up until October. No, I need you to understand as well. While I'm listening, it's a conversation, it's interactive. The court will not even start deciding. I mean, when they will hear the matter will be in October. Decision could come sometime December next year. We never can tell.
Okay, I agree with you. Whatever happens concerning this River State matter, I attributed it to my suspended governor.
Okay.
Ordinarily, he's supposed not to do what he's doing now. I cannot fight the fight that I cannot end up. This thing, he should have even admitted this thing from day one to stop this thing. But at the end, look at what we are facing. I don't like it. So let us see what is going to happen. But I assure you, election will come and go.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Election will come and go, he says. Lloyd from Old GRA. Lloyd, your thoughts, please.
Thank you.
All right.
for them to do now is state conference, elderly, politicians, all of them, both lawyers, they should come for a conference. A party or a person cannot set agenda for us for the state. These are the first fundamental things they're supposed to do first before election. When we start on this floating ground now, it's going to erupt again. That's what I want. That's what I want to let them know right now. They don't think very well. That's one thing with me.
All right.
Let them, whatever they call, all of them, they call them, bring them to one table. Let's agree on one thing, so that we will be able to control ourselves.
All right.
This killing is going to continue again the next election.
All right.
I know how many people that died last time.
All right.
Let's just stop this type of. I don't know.
All right.
I just stop right there.
All right. Thank you very much, Lloyd, for calling. I've got Emeka. Emeka is calling from OG. Emeka, good evening now. Good evening to you. Welcome. Yeah. Yeah.
See, let me tell you one thing.
Tell me.
This election will hold.
Okay.
The is not one conducting election. Please try to correct.
I've said that already. I've already mentioned that.
RSIEC is conducting election. Even the phone said we are approved from National Assembly.
It would be from the governor, yes, approved by National Assembly, but from the governor, from the sole administrator.
Remember, it was Supreme Court that fixed this date, give them 90 days when they announced the last election they did. 90 days. So I have somebody say that they said we fix another 90 days. No.
But Emeka, when the governor was suspended, the appointees were also suspended. So it meant that the process was suspended as well. I don't know if you agree. No. But I mean, Emeka, let's remove emotions. Let's look at. We're not. Wait. Okay. Emeka, I hear you. You do not agree, but understand. So, I am supposed to conduct election for you, right? Or I'm supposed to conduct a conversation, and I give you 10 days from now. But before the 10th day, Nigeria Info sacks me, and then there is no programming, there is no process, there is no arrangement. And just close to the 10th day, they employ a Sam Orakuchinedu, for instance. And then Sam says, you know what? I know Kalada told you that this is the day, but I'm going to extend it by 20 days, right? And I've not given you enough time. Would you not say to suspend the I don't know if I'm giving a good example, but my point is there is a change and there was a suspension. Should that not account for 90 days?
See, let me tell you one thing.
All right.
The only thing that already the SACS people have brought their timetable already.
All right.
You understand?
Yeah.
And what they did is that they just shift the date, the same month, August. You understand? The same month, August.
Okay.
So now, whatever anybody feels, they should allow the court to judge.
All right.
What I'm saying is that we are going there to vote and preparing to vote.
All right, you are preparing to
whatever you want to plan. Allow the court. If you say, you don't have the, leave the court to judge. You are not the judge.
Okay.
You are not the judge. People have
allow the courts.
Already.
All right.
The part is already. So allow the judge, the court to decide, not you. Saying that the bus is illegal. Who told it's illegal? As any court, Judge Mata said the bus is illegal. That's what happened to Mata Megule them. That they illegal. No.
All right.
You will decamp if you did not go their unit and decamp. You know decamp. That's what.
All right. Emeka, thank you. Moving on. Let's not change the conversation. Sunday from Port Harcourt. Sunday on a Monday is good to have you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Please, if I can hear you well, I want to do this. We run this our election, our local government election.
Yes, of course. I mean, the Supreme Court annulled.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's like that, what happened to Governor Sim? In the initial time, I don't support Governor Sim because of the person that's putting in power. But when I see the man's character that is different from what I've been thinking of, I said, okay, I thank God.
So I'm not talking about Governor Sim. So Sunday, my conversation is not about Governor Sim, right? By the way, there is a state of emergency that elapses.
Leave the election alone.
Okay.
The River State will be in peace. I beg. I'm from River State here.
All right. All right, they should leave the election alone.
The local government election. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So I was trying to make an argument while I was talking with the maker. Samuel from Aba, I'll get to you shortly. And my argument was that, so yes, under the governor or the government of Siminala Ifubara, 90 days was added to after the annulment by the Supreme Court, right? Then there's a process. The 90 days is not just given. In that 90 days, there is a process. The activities that are to be done, submission of names of candidates, submission of XYZ. There are things that are supposed to be done. Primaries, all of those things. Now there were suspensions, right? Enebele's RSIEC board was dismantled, suspended, asked to go home. So what that meant was the process was also suspended. So is this extension saying, oh, okay, we suspended the exercise by XYZ days, so we're giving it back to you by pushing the date from the 9th to the 30th? Is that good an arrangement? And that's what I'm asking, all I'm asking. Samuel from About, welcome. Samuel, what's on your mind?
I always seek somebody's call.
Samuel, please go straight to the point. Straight to the point, please.
Okosha just jumped up, said they are ready for the election.
Yes, they are.
Remember the judgment of Solomon. The woman that owns the child that was alive, they don't kill. The woman that owns the child that was dead, they kill, divide it. You understand?
I do.
Because they know what they are doing. That's why Okosha jumped up. If I were other political parties, we will boycott that election so that we can, so that the administrator will vote themselves.
Yeah, but if you boycott the election, the supporters of the APC, led by Tony Kocha, will go to court.
The APC to go and vote themselves.
But is that not inimical?
Let the APC go and vote themselves.
Okay.
Or maybe in weekend the supporters go and vote themselves.
Okay. All right.
What kind of nonsense is this?
All right. Samuel says, what kind of nonsense is it? Go vote for yourselves alone. But if you boycott the election, then will there be grounds to, I don't know, contest it in court? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a legal advisor. But let's move on now. This says, good evening, Canada. The new RSIEC chairman is working according to the timetable being drawn by the former chairman. So the 30 days is still in line. It's just a revised date that was shifted to the 30th of August. Lovely from Big Lele. Lovely. Thank you. This one says, RSIEC members were appointed by the sole administrator. The sole administrator has no power by law to conduct an election. However, God is watching. Jackson from EBA. But once again, Jackson is not the one conducting. Yes, he appointed. But there is nowhere in the law that says he cannot or can. And so maybe we would have to wait for the course, like one of the callers did say. But this says, Mr. K. Batibot, the RSIEC timetable is not going to work and does not hold water because RSIEC bypassed the law. The law says 3 months should be given to the political parties. Political parties are going to hold party primaries and campaign. Illegality is taking much in Rivers State. I want to take Clinton West. But let's come here. This one says, please, how can a sole administrator appoint the RSIEC chairman to conduct election in a democratic setting? Dozier is asking. And this one says, it's a shame to see legality strive in Rivers. My advice is that every well-meaning Rivers person should boycott the election. If they will, they will claim their handicap since the masses started. I think it's time. I don't get that message, but thank you nonetheless. I've got okay, the call ended. I was going to say an anonymous caller. Emmy Deem, I can't understand your message. I would have to skip. Well, this one is from God Day Temer that says the sole administrator and RSIEC should be fair and credible in the forthcoming local government election. But be that as it may, we will still head to court to challenge it in court. God Day Temer, thank you. This one says, I had one Solomon threatening to go to court to stop the election because the sole administrator has no power to appoint the RSIEC official and the chairman. Very laughable. It says which law or constitution? When Abdusalami Abubakar nominated INEC officials to organize the election that bettered this current democracy, who challenged at the court, who nominated late Humphrey Wosu as INEC chairman? Why didn't the court invalidate the election because Alhaji Shehu Shagari was not asked to come and nominate members of INEC committee? There's an argument there, right? And this one says, if we were to go by the judgment of the Supreme Court that dissolved the previous election conducted last year, By that judgment, the process was not put on pause. It was declared null and void, meaning that the process was an illegality. So RSIEC is obviously making the same mistake by not adhering to the 90 days notice. We expected that the process should have started afresh. This might be punching the state back to another series of litigations. Cleve Dennis Mekwa from Port Harcourt. But Cleve, during the time of Governor Sim, before he was suspended, I should say, he had already started a process after the Supreme Court judgment. So that's what a lot of people are referring to. And they're saying, it was only an extension. This one says PDP and APC will share the local government election. Thank God ability had to agree with that one. But let's go back to the phone lines. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
My name is Jude Ubani. I'm calling from Amumu.
All right, Jude, welcome.
I weep for this country, Nigeria.
Why do you weep?
In particular, River State.
Why do you weep?
Where the rule of law have been dragged or rubbed in the mud. There's nothing like rule of law.
Oh, really?
Now, the Electoral Act spells out 90 days notice before the election will be conducted. These people know it. They know it very well. They just want to show power. It's not that they don't know of the 90 days in the Electoral Act. Now, if they go ahead and conduct that election, because PDP and the APC, they are, for now, I know them as just one party. They will go ahead and conduct that election. But my worry is, where is the law? Where is the judiciary that declared null and void the other election of Enebeli because 90 days notice was not given? Where is the judiciary? Are we going to fold our hands and allow this country?
Jude, I don't know if you've heard the arguments. The arguments are saying, hey, it did not restart. That's the new RSIEC boss did not restart the electioneering processes or process. He only extended it because there were times when the process was on pause.
Do you agree with that?
I don't know what I agree with. I don't know what I agree. I don't know what I agree with.
That it doesn't make sense.
All right, if you say so.
It was the process, the entire process of Enebeli or the appointment of Enebeli and his group was declared null and void. When you say void, the whole process was void.
Listen, Jude. The process was declared null and void by the Supreme Court. After the judgment, Governor Siminalayi Fubara started a new process. I remember it when the retired justice announced August the 9th. So there were preparations for August the 9th, right? So that's why a lot of people are saying an extension, not a restart. So does it make sense now?
The August 9 was announced by the Siminalayi Fubara, the outgoing governor.
Yes.
Or the suspended governor.
Sorry, it's not by the governor himself, but by Enebeli. Go ahead.
By Enebeli, okay.
Yeah.
Enebeli, if you said by Enebeli, everything Enebeli did or intended to do was declared null and void.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're mixing it up. Supreme Court judgment is different from what they were about to do or what they're about to do now. Two different things. What they're about to do now is local government election. The Supreme Court has already cancelled the previous, election done. So they were to do another one before state of emergency, and then the state of emergency now suspended or removed Justice Enebeli from office. So I don't know if you get.
To go by the Electoral Act.
Okay.
Electoral Act says 90 days notice. Does that act or that law no longer stand?
But if you're counting from Enebeli's time, then they may have done 90 days notice. I guess that's the argument.
Why should I be counting from Enebeli's time? Because Enebeli is no longer there.
But government is a continuum. Government is a continuum.
Whatever intended to do is no longer relevant.
All right.
So the new administration.
All right.
Does that not make sense?
But government is a continuum. Anyways, Jude, I'm out of time. we can go back and forth about. I mean, I don't know where I stand on this, and that's why we're having a conversation. Hopefully, I will glean some thoughts from both sides of the argument. But this one says the sole administrator issues have been going on for a long time. Almost everybody, I don't know if it's almost everybody, but you should say most people do not like the man sitting at the helm of affairs here in River State. We are a democratic state. Why do people's opinion not count? We talk the listen and still continue imposing things on us. Jeez, you said you didn't drop your name. But this says concerning the election, the Senate has set a precedent. When next the president in power declares a state of emergency in another state and appoints an administrator, they should not complain when such an administrator brings names to be appointed into the State Independent Electoral Commission to conduct LGA elections, even if appointees are from Ghana or Liberia. All right. I've got to go. Commercial coming up. But after that will be the major news at 6. So do stay tuned. I guess I will be back for open season. Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.